Let's start.
Hello, sports fans.
Welcome to FanStream Sports. Nothing but pure sports.
This is the JP Show.
JP, it is so good to hear you back on the air.
Stand by now. Here's JP.
All right, welcome into a Friday edition of the JP Peterson Show. We're emanating live from the Kingmakers Tampa. Beautiful studio here, and we are so proud to be living and breathing in Tampa Bay with what the Lightning have done the past week. The renderings of the ballpark coming out, which would be about a mile from where I'm sitting right now. I could not be more excited about what's happening here in Tampa Bay. I am absolutely jacked up for today's show. We got a great one for you. Evan Closky from Tampa Bay 10 is going to join us, talk a little Rays baseball. By the way, good morning to you, IndyCarTim. I need to do that first. How are you, my friend?
Yeah, but you and I sit here and talk for like 20 minutes before the show, so it's not like we're seeing each other for the first time. But hello.
Are we wearing matching shirts? Are we twinning today?
Mine's blue. Are you wearing blue or black?
Yep, I got black on.
Okay, good.
Yeah, it's just incredible. Wake up this morning. I got a new pad with a beautiful view of Tampa Bay. Gorgeous sunrise this morning over the water. Pelican cruising over the placid, calm waters. It just, about a foot off the water as his wings just tip in to the water. Palm trees. I'm like, oh, it's like 50 degrees, but just fantastic. And I'm just like, man, we are so blessed to live here. So we'll celebrate it again today. Charlie Strong is going to join us as well. Former Bucs defensive line coach, former USF coach, former Texas head coach, who coached against both of these Super Bowl teams. So I think at some point we have to talk about the Super Bowl this week, right, Timmy?
I mean, we might as well do it today, right?
Yeah, I guess. Am I wrong to think that I remember there was a time when we would talk about the Super Bowl for 2 weeks.
Like they do nationally.
Yeah. But
Nobody cares.
Yeah, it kind of feels that way, right?
Yeah, I don't care. Like I had to remind myself today that because I was doing my 7 a.m. Cowboys podcast, and I was like at the end of the show, I'm like, hey, everybody have a really great weekend. And I had to think, is there football? Oh yeah, the Super Bowl is this. Oh, so you guys, it was an afterthought for me. Like it still kind of is.
Yeah. So, we got all that coming your way. So sit back, relax, and we'll do what we do each and every day, 2 hours of Tampa Bay sports talk, non-corporate media BS, bringing it to you real. That's what we do it here at FanStream Sports.
And if you guys want to celebrate your first U.S. Olympic win, now it was just a preliminary match.
Yes.
The U.S. took down Canada this morning in curling.
We beat them in curling?
I was not a happy camper, JP.
Now we're beating you at your own game.
6 o'clock in the morning. I'm up watching curling on Peacock. How you like that?
That's a beautiful thing. You and Brooke Bennett, her favorite winter sport, curling.
Oh, yeah.
I love it. She's like me. Anything you could do with a beer, we're in. No. Is it a sport? If you could play with a beer in your hand, is it a sport?
Well, bowling's a sport.
Is it?
Sure. Golf's a sport.
You can't play golf with a beer in your hand.
I
can't
can
swing a club with a beer. I guess if you want to swing one-handed.
I mean, technically, you got guys with one arm that play golf.
True.
We can match that, whatever.
All right. We've got a lot of comments in here already. We already got a super chat. Oh, what is this? Buck's Basement. Did you check out Cohen on WDAE? It was ugly. I heard it was ugly. Like, what happened? What happened? I mean, I don't want to.
Yeah, I'm going to need to be filled in on that.
Yeah. Yeah, there was another comment on it. I'll I don't. They're not really on my radar. Obviously, obvious reasons. But anyway, we'll check it out. We'll comment on it, or if you want to tell me what happened, we'll talk about it. Hey, listen, I wish he was our head coach. What do you want me to say? Even if he's a jerk,
and I'm glad
I don't have to like my head coach. Just win, baby. Just win. I don't have to like you.
Some of them I downright loathe.
Yeah. Just win, baby. That's your job. Just win. All right. Let's get into the Lightning last night. First of all, 19-1-1, Timmy. 19-1-1. Out of a possible 42 points, they've got 39 points.
How'd they ever lose to one?
Holy shit. Who screwed that up? What the hell happened there? I don't even remember what the loss was.
I blame John Cooper.
Yeah. Terrible coach. Terrible. No wonder he's never won with Jack Adams. He had a great line last night. He was asked about, how do you transition now into coaching Team Canada? He goes, I'm ready to do it. Something. And then he said, he goes, as soon as I walk out that door, I walk right into a maple leaf.
Oh, that's great.
What a line. What a line. What a line. What an image. I'm like, ooh, I got chills.
I mean, he's even my favorite NHL coach because I can't stand who we got in Dallas. So
I just this Olympics is going to be tough for me. I mean, I'm going to be rooting for USA, but I'm also going to be rooting for Canada.
That's rough, right?
Canada. And then when we play in the gold medal match, God, I got to root for USA. Thank God Gensel's on Team USA, Lightning connection. But man, and by before we get into the shenanigans of last night's game, what's that?
How can you not cheer for Hagel?
That's what I'm saying. I mean, the whole damn team, and then I got to root for Kachuk. Oh,
no, you don't have to root for Kachuk.
Oh my God, what a total coward!
He's just like his dad.
All right, I don't want to get out of line here because the first thing I want to say is a tip of the cap to Braden Point and Anthony Cirelli. And I said this on the post-game show last night, having not heard Julien Brisebois' comment, but he came out and said this was an incredible, selfless decision by Pointer and Cirelli. And the word is that Pointer was really close, and Cirelli could have played as well. Both of these guys could have faked it till they made it, right? And just, I'm good, and gone to the Olympics and lived out their dream. It's the hockey dream of any Canadian. I don't know. Is winning an Olympic for Canada, a gold, better than winning a Stanley Cup? I don't know. No. But they got to be pretty damn close.
Yeah.
What, Stanley Cup's better?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
You think?
Yeah. And I will also hazard a guess that it's not close. I mean, as great as the gold medal is for the country of Canada, the Stanley Cup is the ultimate goal.
Well, you know what we'll do is we'll ask him. I asked Freddie Modine last night. I didn't ask him that specific question. We did an interview with him. He's a member of the Triple Crown, World Championship, Stanley Cup with the Bolts in 2004, and Stanley Cup. I didn't ask him. I asked him about his favorite Olympic moment. I did not ask him which he cherishes more. And I'm sure the answer is more like both, But I don't know.
They're going to downplay it, I'm sure. But
I'll ask Gensel when he comes back.
when I skated for Canada in '88, it didn't mean nearly as much as it did when I won the cup with the Habs in '86.
You can't even find people from Canada that can answer the question. They're all dead.
It's probably true.
And we beat your ass in curling. Take that, bitches. Man.
Yeah, it was.
By the way, you look at what's going on in the juniors. Team USA has been beating Canada in the juniors. And obviously, you got the last one in Four Nations, but we shall see.
By the way, it was mixed doubles, which I think is awesome in curling. That might be my favorite, right? Mixed doubles.
Oh.
But men and women. It's so mixed, just like tennis. It's mixed doubles.
We got another hottie curler. Didn't we have some hottie curlers?
Oh my gosh,
like a lot of them.
Yes.
Didn't Canada have the
smoke
show or two?
Do you know who was ringside for that match that was all over the TV, that dominated the highlights for that stupid
Michael
USA?
Irvin? Michael Irvin was on the sideline again?
Snoop Dogg. Yeah.
We love Snoop.
And
we kind of like Michael, but
cheering on curling, though. It was so great.
Yeah, that's awesome. So he's going to be hanging around the Olympics again. The Olympics are better with Snoop Dogg. That's all there is to it.
Whoever's idea at NBC that's a stroke of genius right there.
They just are. All right, so back to Pointer and Cirelli. Listen, man, I can't imagine a more gut-wrenching decision in sports. I just can't. And they selflessly said, we're going to let somebody who's healthier go win the gold for Canada. And that is just brutal. And I asked this question last night on the postgame show, and nobody knew. And maybe you can look this up on AI because they know everything. If you're named to the team like Pointer and Cirelli were, and then you get hurt, so you're on the roster. If they win gold, do you get a gold? Like a person that goes on IR during the season, if your team wins, you still get whatever. So would they still get a gold medal? The guy, I think Engblom said probably not. I think he said no. Which is
so what I'm seeing here is you do get a medal.
Wow,
It depends on when the injury happened.
Oh.
So you do get a medal if you were officially named to the Olympic roster and you remained on the roster for the competition, even if you never played due to injury.
Huh.
You do not get a medal if you were injured before competition and you were replaced or withdrawn from the official roster.
Oh, well, then that's a no for them.
That's a no for them, yeah.
Brutal. Both of those guys may still have an opportunity the next Olympics, but it's going to be tight. Hopefully they're still playing great hockey in 4 years. That would be awesome, but they could do it. So anyway, let's move on to the game last night. A 6-1 ass whooping of the sinking Panthers.
You know what's funny, JP, is I get notifications on my phone for Lightning games, obviously, on my ESPN app, so it'll pop up, Tampa Bay scored, whatever, just so I can at least keep up with it when I can't watch it on TV, because I'm not local or whatever, and talk about it the next day. And I kept getting notification Tampa Bay scored in the first period, whatever. And I'm like, why does this thing keep repeating itself? Like, there's no way they've scored 4 times and it's 4, and I had to go in and open the app. I'm like, oh, well, look at that.
And the Panthers had 19 shots in the first. That's 2 straight games we've given up 19 shots in the first period. And Vasi's just cooking.
Like
he's just cooking. And he saved our ass in the first period all game long. He has just been so good. I think he's 16-0-1 in his last 17 games. Is that good? I think it is.
Ridiculous.
Now number 1 in goals against, number 1 in wins, number 1 in number 1 in save percentage. Just across the board. Vezina time. He won his second Vezina. He was fantastic. But then we get the scoring going. Gensel power play. I'm trying to remember all the goals last night. But so we get that going, and then the shenanigans begin. When it's 4-0, and they got no chance of winning. Here comes the Panther cheap shots bullshit going on. And we're about to show you what I think is one of the most egregious hits. Maybe not for the force of it, but the absolute cowardice of it. And this is after Mikkola goes after Kucherov. And we got the whole thing here. Let's go ahead and show it. And it is just it's so quintessential Panthers. When you're out of the game, let's go try to end people's careers. And Paul Maurice was thrown out of the game, and he should be thrown out of hockey because I'm so sick of this. This has nothing to do with hockey. Nothing. And this is the way they play. This is how they've won. Listen, they're good. They were a good hockey team. They did a lot of good things, but to me, this just, and I'm biased. I get it. This absolutely cancels out everything you've done because of the way you do it. But that's just me.
This is courtesy our buddy Evan Closky, who'll be on the show later.
Yeah, beautiful.
And Kucherov.
See, there's a well away from the puck. Well away from the puck. Elbow to the head. Yep.
Now watch him, though.
Here comes Kachuk off the pitch.
Here comes Kachuk.
Circles around. Totally from behind.
And away from the play.
What?
By 100 feet.
Effing power. What? And obviously, we know how the Panthers get disciplined. They don't because of the Colin Campbell issue.
Do you want to hear the penalties that were handed down?
Yes, I do.
And I don't know that I've ever seen a referee go to the scorecard for this.
Let's go to the
Sorry, no game misconduct to number 19.
How is there no game
Tampa
misconduct?
Penalties number 90.
Write the Magna Carta down. It's a good line.
Lord.
Good time with Susan.
Ridiculous.
Yeah. Bob Wischusen was sitting in the press box for the outdoor game. I was sitting right above him, and he committed mortal sin, and he'll hate me for this, but just having an out loud conversation about everything but the game in the press box.
Oh,
not a fan.
Oh,
not a fan.
Do that, Bob.
No cheering in the press box, but something else is. And sometimes I will have to participate in that myself because someone's talking to me and I'm trying to be polite.
Yeah.
I try to keep it extremely low and keep it on task.
For those of you that don't know the etiquette of a press box, you think it's all rainbows and sunshine in a press box. It is not. There are signs that it's no talking, no conversations. It is a workplace. People are there to work and do their jobs.
And it's hard. It's like we're watching. It's just hard because, talking about their dinner and who they met and where they were.
When it happens, it'll happen under the breath, right? Like in a whisper. Hey, man, I had this.
No, this was not. This was
no, not. I know. But when it does,
there's a whole seating area behind the press box where the seat, behind the seats, where you could go enjoy a wonderfully, incredibly carved meal, carving stations and everything, whatever. Oh, this is an aside. So anyway, what a disgrace once again by the Florida Panthers. What an absolute freaking disgrace. And we said this at the beginning of the season, and I think last year, even coming into this year, the Lightning were pretty much okay. We can still handle this with the guys they had. And then when Greer, who once again last night, like a coward, turned down multiple fights because he's a coward. He'll only take on people that are half the size of him, and just sucker punch people when he gets a chance. It pisses me off. The Lightning finally said enough is enough. Enough is enough. And they brought up Sabourin, and they went and got Douglas, and they said, no, if this is the way, we don't want to do this, but if this is the way we got to do it, then we're going to do it. And we're not going to back down, and you're not going to intimidate us anymore, and you're not going to take cheap shots because your guys are going to go. When, they're very good at keeping their skilled guys. Marchand didn't play last night. Ekblad didn't play last night. They played the night before. They didn't play. They did. They're very skilled at kind of keeping their guys away. And I'm glad Maurice got thrown out because at some point that coach has got to answer for the way this team plays. If you're either coaching it or you're allowing it. And what Kachuk did is just what he did is so egregious on so many levels. And if he should get a 5-game suspension for that.
At least.
Yeah. And if Kucherov was hurt, we don't even know that he's not hurt. I mean, when you're not expecting it and getting hit from the back by some guy skating up behind you, I know he wasn't skating fast, but when you're not expecting it like that,
100 feet away from the play,
a serious back injury. And that dude is having one of the greatest seasons in the history of the NHL. He's got, I think, over the last 30 games, he's scoring more than 2 points per game. I think 2.19 points per game. I mean, just insane how good he has been. He's on a 10-game point streak right now. And to do that is just, it's disgusting. It's sick. But again, there'll probably be no supplemental discipline for these guys, and they'll just keep doing it. Thanks, NHL. Well done. So a great win last night, and they go into the Olympic break. 8 guys will be going to the Olympics. Obviously, John Cooper, his staff, Julien Brisebois, all for Team Canada. Pretty cool stuff there. And unfortunately, Pointer and Cirelli will not be going, but it's going to be fun to watch. All right. Anything else you want? Do we have anything else on the? I know you've got a lot of videos today. Anything else on the hockey game that we didn't show?
No, I found some video of Snoop Dogg curling.
Oh, what do we got? Let me see. He's actually curling?
Nope. He was trying to learn the game before he's all stretching. He's learning how to push off. If you guys have never done this, I mean, in Tampa, why would you have? This is a lot of fun, man.
Oh, it looks like fun. We got shuffleboard on ice. I've done shuffleboard.
We got curling rinks up here in Dallas, like a bunch of them, more than we should. And it's freaking fun. There's leagues. You can go watch leagues, and it's just like bowling. When there's not leagues, then you can rent out a rink and
I love shuffleboard. Played a lot of shuffleboard in my day.
Shuffleboard, yeah.
Yeah. Back in the day, every motel we would go to down in the Keys had a shuffleboard court. And my brother would play shuffleboard for hours and hours and hours. That was a great.
I used to have a tabletop shuffleboard in my last house that I had.
Yeah. The big ones though were cool with the sticks and everything. Yep. All right, let's talk a little Rays baseball. We got the renderings yesterday. We didn't get a whole lot of time to talk about it. And Evan Closky's coming up here in just a little bit, and we'll chat with him about all these things. And I just, first of all, I was absolutely thrilled with the renderings, what everything looks like, the translucent roof, the beautiful, the big glass sides that opens everything up, very SoFi-ish. which I like. I mean, it just opens up beautifully into being able to see all the buildings, Raymond James Stadium. You'll be able to see downtown in the background. Want to get rid of the starburst. And they said, by the way, that this is, kind of a working model, that they'll change things. Hopefully they'll put a devil ray there instead of the starburst. But, the reimagined college site over there, $34 billion in economic impact over 30 years. And that was an independent study done by a real estate firm. Obviously there are studies that say there's no economic impact that are, subsidized by people that want to sell books. I think it's a brilliant plan. I'm really dismayed, Timmy, over the amount of negativity on social media. And as somebody reminded me last night, don't forget, JP, social media is where all the negative people go and hang out. So that's not necessarily a representation of.
That's their only outlet in most cases, JP.
Yeah. So I get it. And that's true. That's 100% true. And so much of the negativity are things that should be ascribed to the previous administration. They'll never get it done. They're just trying to take money. They're just renderings are what we do here. We've got more renderings than we blah, 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 blah. Like all of the sins of the past being attributed to these new owners, which is absolutely horrible. And, if I were the new owners, I'd be looking at this social media and going, oh my God, maybe we made a mistake. But don't feel that way. You did not make a mistake. These are just the negative people that have been conditioned to do what they do, and it's their life's work, and that's kind of what they do.
And you know what, JP? I would hazard a guess that there's a certain contingent of these people being negative about this who don't even know the team was sold.
They don't. They have no idea.
That out of the loop of all of this, and that's what they're going on. And it's ridiculous.
Here's the other one I like that really describes the level of intelligence that we're working with here with many of these negative people. Oh, they have a glass roof in Florida. Don't they know about the greenhouse effect? Do you know how hot it's going to be under the glass roof?
No, nobody ever thought of that before you did, idiot.
Golly, you're so smart. Why didn't they think of that? They're going to spend $10 billion on his project, and they didn't think about the glass roof being hot. And they didn't think about parking or traffic. Oh, man, these guys are really dumb. I'm so smart. Good thing I put this on my Facebook. Maybe they'll read it and go, oh, shoot, we forgot about that. Thousands of people saying it. How stupid are you? I mean,
I don't understand people, man.
Yeah, I'm saying, well, this is what we're dealing with. These are the people that sit at their homes and clutch their pearls and their little shekels and never do anything in their life. And I would rather hitch my wagon to these visionaries. And by the way, yesterday when Mayor Buckhorn came on here, and I implore you, if you have not seen that interview, the set, we did a lot of stuff on Tampa Bay in general and transportation and all that stuff. But the last half hour, he really kind of zeroed in on this Rays plan, which he absolutely loves. And definitely the devil is in the details, and we got to wait to see what it's going to look like. But the framework of this deal is basically they want to put in $8 to $10 billion to build out this entire thing. And it's not just a baseball stadium. It is a college. It is a reimagined Hillsborough College where these students have a new campus and access to internships and jobs. How many jobs? Estimated 11,908 jobs will be created with this sprawling 130 acres of new condos, apartments, restaurants, bars, theaters, colleges, offices, all these things. And there was another one. It's like, oh, they're talking about walkability. What do you mean? Have you been to Drew Park? You want to walk around the strip clubs and the other? I'm like,
I will.
It's 130 acres, moron. They're creating the walkability. They're creating a complete village where you'll want to walk. We're not talking about walking down to the strip clubs a mile away. They're creating a whole area, which is just a parking lot now. But there's another one I heard from like people who actually think they're super smart people and know about the value of the real estate. It's just like, oh, well, that's very valuable real estate. Is it? Because since Drew Park became a CRA, nobody's wanted to develop it at all. Nobody's come up with any vision at all to redevelop it. So how valuable is it really? It's not. Until you put a baseball stadium there, then it becomes valuable. See how this works? You bring the baseball stadium, you create the value, and then the incredible tax revenue, which it's producing zero tax revenue right now, according to the mayor, which we basically zero. It's costing the city and state money as a college. So if you're going to invest $1 billion, 1.15, and they're investing 8 to 10 billion, and the economic impact is 34 billion, and if the Water Street investment, which was $100 million of public money, giving to a billionaire, we gave $100 million to a billionaire, and Jeff Finnick, you know what he did with it? He transformed the cities, and we got $1.2 billion back in tax revenue. Was that a good deal, Timmy? I'm not a math major.
Seems like it.
Yeah. So if you're creating all this tax revenue, literally billions of dollars in tax revenue, and you put in, say the public puts in 1.15 and you get back 4, 5, 6 billion, is that a good deal? And you get to keep your baseball team, and you create an area where people want to go hang out, play in another beautiful place for us in Tampa Bay to live, work, and play, which we need more of, by the way, because people don't stop coming. I don't know. Yeah. Maybe I'm crazy. Let's ask the next guy and see what he thinks. Tampa Bay's 10 news sports director, should be the news director. Sports director. You don't want that job. The great Evan Closky joining us here. What's up, partner?
I'm good in my lane. and I think we all are crazy. It just depends on what we're talking about. Mm-hmm. Not necessarily here.
100%. I'm the craziest of them all. We all know this. But I tell you what, Evan, I'm so jacked up about this project, and we haven't seen the final numbers yet. So with all the devil is in the details, but this preliminary plan, I think is really, really good. It's following a lot of models that have worked in other places, which is good. You don't need to reinvent the wheel. Your thoughts on not only the rollout yesterday, but what I saw as a horrific backlash of negativity on social media. But it's pretty much negative on social media anyway, right?
Yeah, a little bit of that is par for the course. Look, there's momentum, and the thing I understand from a lot of people in Tampa Bay, Rays fans, is the stadium fatigue. I get it, right? Yeah. We've been through this for a long time, and it feels like that it's the same thing of what it was in the past. But you have to remember, and you have to separate the Sternberg era from what the Zalupski era is now. It is a totally different group of people leading the charge. It is not the same thing. And even though we get the renderings, and I know we've done all the renderings, and I know we've done all this and that, it's not the same. I mean, you even heard Ken Hagan a couple days ago talk about how refreshing it was to talk with this ownership group, the transparency, how things have been so great. At least talking with them, there's just there's a different air with this group, and they're also going to move differently. Stu Sternberg was in the business of really just staying, in place and trying to move from one side of the bridge to the other, so that in the end he can do absolutely nothing. Right? That ended up being his goal.
He never wanted to build a stadium. He just wanted to collect money at Tropicana Field and cash out when the lease was over.
Correct. And we know that because that's what he did, right? Exactly. So that's the thing is, like, we don't have to say like, oh, like maybe it wasn't this or that. No, it was, because that's exactly what happened. And there's a reason why Major League Baseball pushed him out. They say, you're not going to do this. You got to go. And you're not a solution solver here. Zalupski is going to be a solution solver. And the first solution, the only solution they want right now is in Tampa Bay. So my pitch is just give him a chance. And I think that's what Ken Babby said. You got to give him a chance. You can't be a skeptic when you meet someone for the first time. You got to allow them to force them to evoke a feeling of skepticism. And they have not done that at this point. We have zero ideas of financials right now. So for anybody out there that's going to complain about the deal, this and that, one thing we do know is that CIT funding is going to be a part of it. We don't know how much of the CIT funding. That's pretty much the extent of what I can tell you. We do know that the Rays will pitch in at least 50%. We don't know how much that final bill is going to cost. We don't know how creative this financial plan is going to be. We don't know what the state is going to pitch in, which, by the way, is a first for the Rays and this project. So there are a lot of factors that are not the same with this go around versus all the other go arounds, especially considering the spot. And you have to remember the Rays ownership group, they're not really paying for land.
No.
They're getting state-owned land, and they're going to develop on it. And there's, that, to me, that's the quote unquote sweetheart part about this.
Yeah.
But in the end, they're going to invest at least what Hagan said at the county commission meeting a couple days ago, $8 to $10 billion in privately financed money on the actual project of everything. So this is just the stadium portion. So in totality, we also don't know that. So, what I'm getting at is it kind of what you're saying. Like, let's not piss in some Cheerios before we actually know what the actual details are. And you've been on record. I'll say the same thing. When those details come out, we'll be able to deduce an opinion of whether, okay, there should be optimism, or, all right, this doesn't look so good for us,
Absolutely, no, 100%. If this is a boondoggle, we'll know it. But I think there's a key difference here between the St. Pete deal and this deal, and I think it's as important to distinguish. The Tropicana Field site is a highly sought-after development piece right in the middle of downtown St. Petersburg, and is easily worth $700 to $1 billion just the property alone if developers were going to come in and do it. And that money, and I've done this, and I'm saying, look, that's Stu is just going to turn around and sell it to a developer and cash in. That's why he brought Hines in. So there was a direct payoff to in cash basically to the owner. That's not what's happening here. Here is a piece of property that, frankly, has been horribly underutilized. It's been a parking lot for the Bucks in Hillsborough College, which sits in a very small part of that huge parcel. Most of it is parking lots and pickleball courts and tennis courts. Those aren't throwing off any, as the mayor said here yesterday. And again, an incredible interview. I know you said we're going to go watch it. It's really good and informative. He said, no, we don't get any tax revenue. In fact, he said it costs us money. So that's yes, so they're going to get that land for free, but they're bringing the value to it. See, the value already existed in downtown St. Petersburg. Nobody has wanted to come to that place and relocate the college and build on it. If some other developer would have come in and said that, I think Hillsborough College would have said, well, yeah, you're going to give us a new, okay, we'll do that. Because that's what they're doing. They're basically getting a whole new campus. And that's part of this deal, and it's an integral part of this deal. Those students are getting internships and job opportunities with the Rays. That's part of the deal. You heard Dr. Atwater last week or earlier this week. He's thrilled with what's happening with Hillsborough College. So I think they're bringing more value to this and creating the value where there is none right now. And I think that's a huge distinction when we talk about the cost to the public. This is huge benefit. We're taking what has basically been a wasteland, except for a small part, and making it so much more and creating property taxes that are going to pay back the public's part of this. And as Buckhorn told me yesterday, they put in $100 million. They gave $100 million to a billionaire, Evan, and Jeff Finnick. Yeah, they gave, we needed to give that to him. And what did he do with it? He created Water Street around the arena, by the way. That's why it's connected to sports. They didn't have to build it, but it was around the arena. And it kicked back $1.2 billion in taxes now with all the buildings there that are paying property taxes. Is that a good investment that we gave money to a billionaire? And my opinion on all this is, look, I don't think people should be shamed out there if they want to, if in their, look, we all get a vote, right? We all get a say on these things. First off, Hillsborough County has spoken. Last year, they voted for the CIT tax. Now it's up to the county commissioners to handle that and have those conversations transparently and in the public, which they are having, and which you can listen to all of that stuff. But second, also, people shouldn't be shamed for wanting a stadium or that to be refurbished, or I like Water Street, or I like these things, and I'm willing. My opinion would be, I'm just speaking in generalities. My opinion is, I like going to these things, and I would like to do that, and I'm willing to give this person money to build all of that because I cannot and other people cannot normally do this. And that, that's also the reality of the situation and the spot that they're putting this in, is that
this isn't like some area that is going to turn into something better than if this does not happen.
Right.
Governor DeSantis spoke earlier in this week, essentially saying, yeah, I would like, I know that in the past state, hasn't been involved in this, yada, 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 but this is part of the Hillsborough College. And I rather throw money at fixing this up and being part of a brand new development and this all being part of some greater scheme here versus just refurbishing an old building.
Right.
Because I don't feel like that's a good use of money, but I can feel like this is a good use of money because I'm turning something old into new. And so there is intrinsic value there. There is a value of happiness that cannot be put into any economic studies. And I'm certainly not going to be the one right now to tote what the financial benefits are of this or what it could potentially be. But it's also okay if people out there are like, you know what, I'm cool with that, and they don't need to be bashed in by other people because this economic study says this and that economic study says that. We all do things every day where things that I don't think it was smart for me to be outside 12 hours for the stadium series. I got a cold, I got a gnarly cold because of that. I had a hell of a time. It was a great time covering that game, and I did it, with joy. But we all do things that are probably suggested not to do, but because we feel the moment is what we want to do, or we find joy in that, we end up doing it anyway. So, look, this is a big conversation, something that is important to our community, and we are going to continue those discussions. You do a great job, bringing information as it seeps out, and talking with the knowers and people that are going to be a part of the larger conversations for all of us. So I just think that, there is a part of this where if the deal does not happen, I just want people to know that that campus is just going to stay as the campus. There is no let's turn something into a park here. No, it's not going to happen.
Right.
You have for whatever reasons, and we're not going to get into this. Isn't really actually a political thing. It's DeSantis and Zalewski are very much tied to the hip. And right now, you got someone who's willing to play ball with the Rays ownership group, something that's never happened, and that is going to create more avenues for success in Tampa. And that's going to, and if you look at Water Street, and if you like Water Street, that's the potential, and then some, with this development and what they can build over there. And that's just a reality.
Yeah. I love the fact that some media will at every point try to connect Zalewski's campaign contributions to DeSantis, and then infer that DeSantis is giving money back to Zalewski, and so that's why this deal is bad. And I'm like, no, how about you could look at it this way? This guy now owns the team, and this other guy is really powerful and can open up areas of finances that will help get the thing done, that helps everyone and build something that's an incredible legacy that everyone can use, that 10 other cities in America would sign up for right now. And that ought to tell you something. So
I mean, it doesn't matter if DeSantis was a Democrat and Zalewski was a Democrat. The facts are that's the whole point is, right. It's red, blue. Who cares? The fact is, you have a governor, you have an ownership group that is in lockstep with someone who's very important to trying to get funding for this. So that and it's a revenue stream, or I should say a funding source that has not been available to the Tampa Bay Rays forever. At least since DeSantis has walked into the building, that him and Sternberg were never going to mesh. I mean, we all heard those. I don't even know if you heard those plans about the spring training site in Pasco County. That ended quickly. That did not go anywhere. So there was never going to be any movement on that front.
Which, by the way, the Rays were going to put $0 into.
Yeah, I mean,
it was just he wanted a complete handout from the state. We're putting $0 into it, but we want everything from the state, which is the way Stu always worked. Just give. We're not investing. These guys are completely different, and it was a great point that you made. And I think Bob Buckhorn has talked a lot with them and been involved in a lot of these discussions because he's probably going to be the future mayor here, and so he knows all of what's been going on behind the scenes and a lot of these negotiations. And he has said that these guys are incredible, and they get it, and they know how to approach it. They're very Vinnick-like, and obviously he dealt a lot with Jeff Vinnick, and they made something incredible in Tampa. As you mentioned, Water Street is amazing, and they're doing another phase of it as well. It's been so incredible. So I think it's a big distinction in the fact that so many people don't even know, and they attribute the sins of the past group to this group, which is just completely unfair.
To me, that's the biggest hangup as well. I people do have to compartmentalize and just close the chapter. And there is, I've been telling people it's like being in a toxic relationship for a decade, right? You're on again, you're off again, and then you finally say, you know what, I'm done with it. And then you get into the next relationship, and you still feel like you have to act in the way that the last relationship was, and you have to remind yourself, no, that wasn't normal. That wasn't how, and this is just speaking on the stadium side of things, but that's not how things should be, right? That's not how the discussions go. You don't go through 5 iterations of renderings. You don't go through, one part of the bridge to the other part of the bridge, to the other part of the bridge, to the other part of the bridge, and continually just, tick off every political leader that's ever stepped foot. Red, blue, doesn't matter. I mean, that is something that was very bipartisan by the end of Stu's tenure. Is that
he had a special way, didn't he? He really did.
So that's and again, that's purely a stadium conversation. But that the reality, and we just got to remove that from our brain and say this is a fresh slate, and just let the details come out and then react, versus being proactive in making assumptions about what's happening. And maybe some of those assumptions are correct, but maybe some of them are not. And that's what I think we often do a lot in life, is just kind of run down the road without just taking the information as it comes and then assessing.
Exactly. Don't prejudge anything in life. Let it happen, and judge everybody accordingly to how they treat you and what they're doing in this moment. Yep. How about some fun stuff here? What did you think of the design? I think it's beautiful. I think it's aspirational. I love the translucent roof, and I like the fact that it's kind of open air. And I don't know, like, it's not going to be open air though, right? It's going to have glass walls, and it's not going to be like SoFi.
It's going to, no, it's not going to be. I believe it's just going to have the feeling of open air. But yes, like, I mean, if you go into Tropicana Field, the one thing that you sorely miss is sunlight, especially especially like in Tampa Bay. I mean, we get sun like 310 days a year. Like we are cooking in this thing all the time. Even when it's freezing cold out there, we're getting sun. So to lean into that, I think, is super important. I mean, it looks beautiful. The one thing we actually did not get from the renderings is what really the actual field dimensions and all that stuff are going to look like, which in due time is the easiest part. I would imagine that the Rays ownership group still needs to talk with the baseball op people and say, hey, like, how do we want to design this park to the talent we have? But even going into the row, I don't know if that will be the name that they end up
Champions Quarter.
Yeah, like, the fact that you'll be able to walk in there, you'll have a strip of, retail spots. I mean, look, as I said, we kind of have a little taste of it with Water Street, of what it's going to be like. This is going to be a huge, huge project. And if you've been to the Battery, it's going to be bigger than that, which is really impressive. So, this is this would be a really huge revitalization project, and something that actually, and I texted you this, something that I thought seeped out of that meeting that was kind of just a throwaway comment, which was important, is that the Buccaneers are likely going to trigger their 5-year extension. That's what Ken Hagen said, that, they kind of know, or can, assume what the Buccaneers want, but they haven't really communicated anything to them recently, and that it's of the belief that they're going to likely trigger that 5-year extension, which means all this talk about, the Bucs needing this, the Bucs needing that, which Hagen has repeatedly said that, no one's touching the Bucs money, and that the county has told the Rays, hey, we have money set aside for the Bucs. That ain't yours. You ain't sniffing that. And that's been very open since day one. So even if that's kicked down the can to 2033, this is probably an important project that the Glazers want to see through, and it would only embolden the fact to see that extension through, see what happens with the Rays. And if this project does come to fruition, the Buccaneers are sitting on a boatload of land as well. And they might, and then now all of a sudden you have Dale Mabry that becomes something so much different than what it was, right now.
And
And
light rail.
yeah,
Right.
I was gonna say all that
Yeah.
stuff, and we got to
Yeah.
get into help transportation and parking, but that's the thing is, you're talking about an area that's probably not utilized to its fullest potential, especially considering you have a football stadium
Yeah.
right there. You have Steinbrenner Field right there. I also I'm always I don't get why fans are like the Yankees have to move. I've been getting some of those comments of like, why does Steinbrenner Field get to stay? Like everyone can work in concert with each other. Like, don't worry, there's plenty out here to eat. Everyone can eat. Everyone can have fun. Everyone's going to pour money into the project. Like you don't have to root for the Yankees on the field ever, but
No.
a lot of those Yankee fans bring a lot of money to our area as well.
Yes,
From the
yes.
months of February through April. So
Bring your money. Stay in the
yeah.
hotels there. I mean,
Yeah.
and by the way, people are like, oh, the Yankees aren't going to put up with this. First of all, they don't have a say in it. Number one, I mean, like, if they could bitch and moan about it, but they lease Steinbrenner Field. They have a wonderful lease there. And here's the other thing: Hal Steinbrenner, just like his dad, has the same approach. If it's good for Tampa, it's good for the Yankees.
Yeah.
They've look what they just did last year with their field. They bent over backwards for the Rays because if it's good for Tampa, it's good for the Yankees. And that's what the old man said. That's what Hal says. And that's the way, that's how adults handle this. And they can say, wow, yeah, our fans can go over there and enjoy the entertainment district. And that's just value added to our spring training experience.
Yeah, that and also for the Zalewski group, when you're factoring in, okay, I'm going to get 81 days of the year where I know I'm going to get foot traffic for sure. Forget about whatever the numbers that people want to put out there and be pessimistic about. Whatever, you're going to get a chunk of people for 81 days. Then you're going to also have Yankee spring training games, which now bring that total maybe closer to 100 days of guaranteed.
Yeah, there's 25 spring training games. Yeah,
25. Yeah, so 100 plus days of guaranteed foot traffic to this area. When you like the Yankees they're not the big part of this, but we'll take those people for 25 days.
Absolutely.
And so and then there's another. Then there's Buccaneers games. Well, there's another, 8 to 9 dates out there. So, like, before you know it, this project, and I'm sure they've done all these projections, they're guaranteed foot traffic for like 120 days of the year. It's a third of the year. They're covered. They don't even have, before they even blink and have to work people to get out to these spots, they're covered. So that's all, and that's not even factoring in concerts that are going to happen.
Right, exactly.
We really, we don't have that kind of tweener venue right now. So,
and we have something similar here in Dallas or in Arlington, Evan, in between the Cowboys and Ranger Stadium. It's called Texas Live. It's something very entertainment district, very similar to what is being played in Tampa, and they've been able to build that into a year-round destination for everybody, because aside from Rangers games, aside from Cowboys games, they've been able to hold watching parties for the Stars, which play in Dallas, so they're 15 miles away from that area. But there's always, every weekend there's something going on. It's an entertainment destination. So it's not going to be tied to, as you guys know, it's not going to be tied to just when there's games going on in the area. It will make its money back 100-fold every year based on just the entertainment value, especially when it's new. Everybody's going to want to go check it out for the next 5 years, for sure.
Well, it's just
such a big economic impact on the area and on the city that I think people overlooked that for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if you got you're flying in and you got a 4-hour layover or whatever, and you can hop on the train to take you over to the stadium area and all those things to have lunch. Why wouldn't you do that? I mean, the symbiotic relationship that you're going to have with the Sportsplex and the airport, and one of the greatest airports, which, by the way, we're putting $1 billion into that, not local money, I don't think, but
they also released renderings.
Yeah, they did. We got a big freaking aquarium in the middle of the terminal.
You can buy stock in a renderings company in Tampa.
No, a crane company. I mean, the amount of building that's going on in this that is going to happen here is just insane. But it's taken this area just to a whole nother level. And here's the other thing, Evan, and you can speak to this. If we say no to this, the Rays are leaving, and I don't know where they're going. It might be Orlando. I don't know, but it might be somewhere else. But and then think of the negative momentum you have and the opportunity that you've missed. And if we say yes to it, I think it's going to be an incredible legacy project and something that will just transform this area into something even greater than it already is.
Yeah, and that's also another part of the distinction here between Sternberg and the new ownership group. Sternberg, for all his faults, he did not want to he wanted to dangle the team half leaving, but he never wanted to pull the ripcord of like, I'm gonna go, right?
Right.
Maybe he was gonna surreptitiously, roundabout way because he wouldn't get a stadium down the line, but he never used that argument, and it allowed people to always say, yeah, we're gonna complain about the stadium, but we're always gonna be here. And for the most part, Sternberg wasn't gonna really, use that grenade at his disposal. Zalupski it's not a threat. He's just going to go. He's going to try to do this. Major League Baseball, they won it in Tampa Bay. We know that. Manfred has said that a million times. The owners, they won it in Tampa Bay. They believe it's a more viable market than Orlando, which it is. But
absolutely.
Orlando is still a viable market with tons of money they would just easily give to the Zalupski group without any questions, blank check, come to our city, and they'll just take the money. They'll build a stadium. It will be super cheap for them, and they'll call it good because Major League Baseball wants a resolution. There is a reason why they put the Zalupski group in place. It's to get this done, and it wants to be done in Tampa Bay. But if they're going to run into a brick wall here in Tampa Bay, they're not going to spend the time to deal with it. They're just going to go, right? If you're going to court someone, and you're going to go after them and you're going to buy them flowers and you're going to do all these things and you're going to be super nice to them. You say, I want to date you. I want to date you. I want to date you, and then you realize it's just not going to happen. They're not going to, I'm moving on to the next option. I get it. I got the hint. So I want people to also understand there is not this false sense of security that, they're just going to keep waiting around until we find a solution. Like those days are done. MLB wants expansion. We talked about that. That's why there's been this ticking clock. That's why Sternberg was rushed out in like 8 months, mind you. Remember, beginning of March, in March, he cancels the St. Pete deal. He doesn't even make it close to the end of the year. He's gone in October. So we're out there talking to Zalupski group. So that shows you just how quickly things want to move. Yep. So that's the reality. And someone on the county commission, I forget who it was, brought up the fact, and I think it is a salient point, is that the expansion fee for Major League Baseball is, I don't know the figure, but it does start at $1 billion at least.
No, it's going to be $2 to $2.5 billion.
Yeah, and that's what was reported in the meeting. And you have to also bring that to values. You have something right now that is worth $2 billion, whatever that figure is.
Right.
You have that right now. If you lose it, that is value lost, right? That is $2 billion down the drain.
Yeah, if we want to go get another team, we got to find somebody to step up and pay that.
Correct. And and so that that is part of the equation. That's part of the math. So it's when you have something, you want to keep it because it is really, 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 really tough to get it back. Go talk to the NBA fans in Seattle. It's great fan base up there. They wanted the Sonics back since the day they left. Still don't have them back. So that's it. It just when they're gone, they're gone. But if you can lock them in here, you got them. So that's that. It's figure it out, or they're just going to walk. And that's, again, I think Hagan said it. It's not a threat. That's just the reality of the situation.
Absolutely. All right, Evan, great stuff as always, man. You're doing a great job. Love watching you. Far and away the best local sports coverage on TV here, local TV. You're doing a fantastic job. Thank you for your time, buddy. I appreciate you.
I appreciate you as always, and keep killing it on this topic. Really appreciate you.
You got it. Thanks, Evan. All right, Charlie Strong is in the house. Coach Strong is here. We're going to talk some football. We have to talk about the Super Bowl. It's the last hour of the show this week, Timmy. We got to do it. No more baseball talk. We're going to talk.
I figured we wait till the last segment of the last show before the Super Bowl. But Charlie's in house. We got to talk to Charlie.
All right, quick break. We're brought to you by the great folks at Genesis of Tampa. That's the place to go if you're looking for a brand new car, SUV. They've got the best value. And they're a great company. Always fun stuff going on over there. They're supporting our local charities. They're supporting women's athletics at USF Soccer. They were giving away portions of every sale last month to that. So go on over there and chat to the good folks there. Check out the new lease deals are absolutely incredible. And if you get an appraisal on your car, you'll get in the running for something really, really cool over there. So check it out this weekend. Just stop by 801 East Bears Avenue, right up there off of 275. Tell them JP sent you. Back in 3 with Coach Charlie Strong. Stay with us. Here for Pitch Roofing, one of our new sponsors and the most reliable and honest roofers in the business. They love the Lightning, and Bolts fans be entered to win a pair of premium Mark Club seats with every free roofing estimate from Pitch Roofing. Seats include food and beverages, early access, premium entry, and a backstage tour of Lightning Vision with yours truly. Always get 2 to 3 estimates when replacing your roof, and be sure to include Pitch as one of those roofing companies. With a free estimate from Pitch, they're not trying to hard sell you. They educate you on your roof and the process. Even if you do not choose Pitch Roofing as your roofer, they want to leave you feeling informed, knowing the different materials and manufacturers, and understanding the process and warranties. Very, very important. Pitch is an Owens Corning preferred contract, Better Business Bureau accredited, and MySafe Florida Home approved. That's very important as well. Pitch prides themselves on full transparency and customer first level of service. They also offer financing options, including 0% plans, ensuring a stress-free experience. Call my friends at Pitch Roofing, 727-67-PITCH. That's 727-677-4824, or go to pitchroofing.com.
Pitch Roofing, roofing done right.
Italiano Insurance would like to congratulate the Bucks on their 50th anniversary season. And you know what? We've been here for every season and then some, over 60 years in business. We've seen some smart coaches with great game plans, but if you don't have flood insurance or business insurance, that's a terrible game plan. That could ruin you financially. You don't want to take that L. So call 813-877-7799 and let their friendly agents quarterback your insurance and save you big money. Italiano also sponsors our FSU report every week, so go Noles. 813-877-7799 or go to italianoinsurance.com. JP here for Riveters, the official sports bar and grill of the JP Peterson Show. We're located just south of Ray J and Steinbrenner Field, so it's a great pre- and post-game spot, and the happy hour is amazing. Monday through Friday, 3 to 7. Check out these specials. $3 Bud Light drafts, $4 domestic bottles, $5 wells, $6 premium wells, $6 cocktails like margaritas. It's unheard of. And the Riveters food is freshly made daily. No freezers. Happy hour food specials include $3.50 tacos and barbecue sliders. $6 you get edamame or chips with the beer cheese, which is amazing. $8 buffalo chicken dip, my favorite. The truffle fries, chili cheese fries, also $8 at happy hour. As well as other specials throughout the week, including Taco Tuesdays, you get $3 tacos, and Wing Wednesdays, 7 o'clock to 1 a.m. in the morning, you get our amazing wings, 5 for $5 and $5 wells and wines. That's a good Wednesday night. So if you're tired of the preppy, overpriced, generic sports bars, come see the amazing, friendly bartenders and staff at Riveters, where customer service really matters. Riveters, just south of where the Rays and Bucks play. We'll see you there.
Sports fans, it's time to gear up. Head to fanstreamsports.com and check out our brand new merchandise store. We're talking bold t-shirts, 3/4 zips, hoodies, hats, mugs, and more. Everything you need to rep your favorite shows and your favorite crew. Whether you're rolling with the JP Peterson Show in Tampa Bay, From the Rough in Dallas, the Timm Show featuring Clay Hall, or the Jeff Thidoff Show in Ohio, or any of our Fanstream Sports original programming, we've got the perfect look for game day and every day. So don't wait. fanstreamsports.com. Click merch and grab your gear now. Wear the stream, live the stream, fanstreamsports.com.
All right, guys, don't screw this up. It's Valentine's Day, and the first decision you make is go to the Gold and Diamond Source, where right now you can buy one, get one 40% off during their exclusive Valentine's promotion. Express your love with exquisite jewelry from the Gold and Diamond Source, where they have the largest selection of engagement rings. And here's where it gets really good. Starting on Friday at the Open, you can get a $1,000 gift card, and they will match it with another $1,000 gift card. Get $2,000 worth of spending power for just $1,000. Then at 6 o'clock, it goes down to $500. The $500 card match goes from 6 o'clock until close. So get in there on Friday up to 6 o'clock. It's a $1,000 gift card. They'll match it, giving you up to $2,000 in immediate spending power. Then after 6 o'clock, it's $500, and they'll match it and give you up to $1,000 in spending power. Don't miss it. It's Valentine's Day, and the only place to shop is at the Gold and Diamond Source, 3800 Olmerton Road, always online at thegoldendiamondsource.com.
It's the love you give only at Golden Diamond Source.
Experience the art of driving at Genesis of Tampa, where luxury meets innovation and every detail is crafted for you. From the bold G70 to the refined GV80, Genesis delivers power, elegance, and technology years ahead of its time. Book service online, and our Genesis Experience Advisors will pick you up and drop off your vehicle. If available, you can enjoy a courtesy car while yours gets a complimentary interior vacuum plus a generous offer for your trade. Every new Genesis comes with the Miracle Advantage Plan, 10 years or 250,000 miles of powertrain warranty and 4 years of complimentary maintenance. Visit us at 801 East Bears Avenue or online at genesisoftampa.com. Genesis of Tampa, luxury redefined.
Let's go.
Right now.
Back to the show on FanStream Sports.
All right, welcome back to the JP Peterson Show. Is here. We get ready for some football here on Sunday. The Super Bowl is here. And by the way, if you're thinking about replacing your roof, Pitch Roofing is the company to go with, pitchroofing.com. Great folks over there. Went over and visited them in their office in St. Pete. They got an office in Tampa as well. If you're going to get an estimate, they say get 2 to 3 estimates, but make sure Pitch Roofing is one of them, because what they'll do is come over and educate you about your roof, and they'll also inform you of a lot of these unscrupulous roofers, and they're everywhere in Florida, stealing people's money. You got to make sure that they are bonded, insured, Better Business Bureau, all that stuff. And of course, Pitch Roofing is quality company, quality folks. Great sports fans as well. So if you get a free estimate, you will be in the running for 2 tickets to a Lightning game in the Mark. That's the premium club with all the free booze, free food. Food is amazing. Carving stations, Italian. The barbecue last night was amazing. So you get all that. So get in the running for that with just getting an estimate from Pitch Roofing. You don't have to go with them to get the entry. But once they come and educate you about your roof and give you the pricing and let you know what it's all about, they're pretty confident you'll go with them. So it's good business and good people. Pitchroofing.com. All right, we're going to welcome in Coach Charlie Strong. Got to get your camera set up here, Coach. And
Yeah, I was looking for the camera.
Yeah, well,
We only had a 5-minute break.
well, we were talking. We were talking about the Olympics and Lindsey Vaughn, right, Coach?
We were.
Yeah.
Exactly. So were.
Yeah. Can you? So, have you ever had a guy play with a torn ACL in a game?
Now, you know what? Maybe they have, and they've gotten through the game and didn't want to say anything.
Yeah.
And I just look at her right now, and like we were talking during the break, 4 years of putting everything you have into it.
Yeah.
And now you only this is it.
This is it. This is our last shot.
This is your last shot. So you're going to do everything you possibly can to get out there and get on those skis and get on the slope.
What a story.
Oh,
You got the video. I think Timmy's got the video.
I got the video. You want to see it?
Yeah, go ahead and
Yes.
show that video. I don't know if Coach can see it, but
it is.
unbelievable.
Ridiculous.
Yeah. No wonder Tiger couldn't handle her.
No.
She got too much. She got too much for him.
No wonder I couldn't handle her.
Yeah.
I was going to say that. Like a lot of guys don't want to.
I don't want none part of that. No part of that. Oh man, do you enjoy watching the Winter Olympics and Summer Olympics?
I do, because you know who I really have been following is a young lady from Ocala. You know, you think about her.
Oh, the speed skater?
The speed skater.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just been and my wife is really into it. So we sit down and we watch it. Yeah.
That's crazy. Well, we did a story when I was at Channel 8 on her, and I'm trying to remember her name, but there were 2 or 3 skaters up there from Ocala, Florida, ice speed skaters.
You're thinking horse forms.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Speed skaters.
Well, we got a little competition coming up on Sunday. We call it the Super Bowl. You coach against both these teams. You talked a little bit about it last week. There's been so much talk about, the Patriots didn't play a very tough schedule, and the tough teams that Drake May played against, he didn't have great results. I mean, the NFL is the NFL, right? Every week is tough. How do you put a lot of credence into those arguments?
You really don't, because like you said, at the end of the day, you're going to go out And what I look at, JV, is like on both sides, their defenses have played very well.
Yeah.
You look at what the Patriots have done on defense, look what Seattle has done on defense. And I just think that what's key for the Patriots in this game is that you got their offensive lines got to protect the quarterback.
Yeah.
You have to protect me. And they've given up 15 sacks here in the last 3 postseason games. And then I look at just the can they get going and make enough big plays? You know, Butte outside, Diggs outside. Can on third down? You know, third down, can they go and make the catch? And then can May, his legs is going to be critical in this game. Can he get away from the rush? Because they're going to bring the pressure. And as you see, where Seattle, they can bring 4 and get to you. They don't have to blitz.
That's the key, right?
And that is the key. So now you can sit back and play more coverage and let those 4 guys go rush. And then with Seattle, when you're favored the way they're favored, you got to get off to a good start. Because if you don't get off to a good start, and then I think the longer you let the game stay close, then the pressure start building on you. And then you're like, well, we should be better than these guys. Why aren't we going? And same thing with them. You know, they have enough with Cup and with Smith, Nigba, where you can get the ball to him and he can make him. He is a playmaker with the ball in his hands. And then with Darnold, you know, you look at the run that he's made here the last 2 years, it would be a great ending for him to go and cap it off with the Super Bowl win.
Yeah, I think a lot of it is in Sam Darnold's hands, and he's played so well in this postseason. And you ask yourself, has he just fixed his turnover issues, or has he not played a good enough defense that are going to force those turnovers?
And that's the thing, because if you look at New England, their push is in the middle.
Yeah,
you know, where they can take guys. They got Williams last year from Philadelphia.
Yeah.
And then they got Big Barmore who I know Barmore from Bama. He just pushing the pocket inside.
Yeah.
And if you could just push the pocket and you may not get the sacks, but if you're just in the throwing lanes, you know, you make Darnold have to throw the ball up and when it's not just a clear throw for him.
Stepping into
You're
it.
stepping into it, and where you got guys pushing, because those quarterbacks, they're not going to step into it if the pressure is coming in their face.
Yeah. You know, Drake May has had such a great season. I think he finished second in the MVP. Mm-hmm. He's bigger than you think, and he's faster than you think, right?
Yes.
And that is such a, if they're going to make big plays, I think it's got to come from him getting out of the pocket and then being able to use his athleticism and his arm talent, right?
And it has to, because see, when you have a mobile quarterback, it makes you nervous, because now you say, well, I don't really want to pressure him, because if I bring pressure and he gets outside the pocket, he'll hurt me.
Right.
So the main thing for me is just keep him
contain him.
out.
Yeah, contain
him. Don't give him any lanes. You know, just make sure that we keep somebody in front of him. And if I have to spy him, I will spy him so that I don't let him just take off with the football, because that's when he hurts. Because now you think about, hey, it's third down. He gets the first down. Keeps the drive going. And now we keep moving the ball. You know, just keep moving the ball down the field.
Now, there's been some talk that Patriots offensive line isn't all that good. You faced them. What did you think?
Well, it was just hard, because, you know, they got out on top of us. They had the long runs against us.
Yeah, Travion.
You know, Travion Henderson broke the long run. And even I remember the first crossing route, they throw a crossing route for a touchdown, and it goes when it comes when May hits one of the receivers coming across the field for a touchdown. But it's, you know, with their offensive line, they have been beat up here in the postseason. They've given up a lot of sacks. So it's going to be critical for them to protect him. Yeah.
When I look at Seattle, especially on the defensive side, the physicality and the speed that they play with, and I don't know if I can name a lot of the different players on that side of the ball. They just play so well as a team. There's no real superstars there.
There's no real superstar. You're right, because you look at up front, they just get to the quarterback, Marcus Lawrence.
Yeah.
Oh, you know, the career he's had. Now he goes to Seattle and he kind of revives his career. Now he's playing very well, but it's just they're on defense. They play really good team defense, and they give up plays, but they can make plays. You look at them in the secondary; they're long, they're athletic. You know, guys that can run, they can cover. But they have done really well in just containing the quarterback. And even you think when they played LA, LA scored now.
Yeah.
They were able to score. Then what? They scored, 30 on them or something.
Yeah.
And both of those teams
regular
know
season. Yeah.
they know one another, but still, though, they were able to find a way to go win that game.
Yeah. Did I ask you for a pick last week? You like Seattle? Everybody likes Seattle.
Everybody does like Seattle, but it's what I look at, JP. I look at a head coach who's been to 3 Super Bowls, an offensive coordinator who's been to 6 Super Bowls. So, and you're looking at a team. A lot of times, when you feel like you're the underdog, and nobody's giving you a chance, then that's when you really come out and really go play.
Yeah.
And they're good. And it's probably, the speech is, hey guys, listen, just go play. No one don't even think we should be here.
Yeah. I hear people say that doesn't matter in pro football. That you don't need a coach who's an uber motivator because the speeches don't matter. The guys have all heard it. They just got to go out and play. Yeah, what do you think about? I think humans are humans, man. They want to be motivated.
You have to. I still think you got to make those type of speeches.
I do too.
I look at it like this, JB. If you're on a team and go say you're gonna lose 5 in a row, right? At some point, something's got to be said. Like
somebody's got to turn over a table.
We got to do something here, And if you're pro, okay. If you think you're a pro player, then why are we losing 5 in a row?
Right.
So we just lost 5 in a row. Someone's got to say something. But I think even though they're pros, some of them have never been in a situation like that before. Because you look at some come from college. Probably they've never played in a playoff game. They never played in a bowl game. They never played in a championship game. So they don't know what winning is about. Now all of a sudden you're winning. So now, guys. Something I just feel like something needs to be said.
Yeah. So guys react to that.
And I think guys do react to that. They do because they're looking, you're gonna always have a guy or leader on the team who's gonna stand up and say, hey guys, it's time to go play, man. Let's get it going here. But still though, it's gotta be some type of motivation, and not so much motivation, but they got to hear it from the coach too. Yeah. Like what is coach thinking? Like, does coach really think we can go do this? Yeah. He think you can. Yeah. Now let's just say it.
So it's good. It's good to have those players, but it needs to come from the head coach as well.
Oh, I think the head coach needs to set. And like I said, you got a guy who's been to 3, so he understands. He understands. Like right now, what it's going to take for us to go win this game. Like even just leading up to it, like. Every day how we go about practice, how we go about our meetings, how we just go about, like it's a nugget thrown at them, where it's something is said, hey, today, guys, we are focusing on this. And so this is our focus today. And it's big because when you bring the focus, you're going to always bring something with it. So if it is like, just say, if you're talking about red zone offense or red zone defense today, you're going to say, hey, this is where we've been the last few weeks, and we have not converted, but their defense have given up this.
Right.
So the focus will be that, but you're gonna show them, from our side, hey, what we need to do, and then how we need to go attack them.
Charlie Strong joining us here. You were the defensive line coach this year with the Buccaneers, head coach at Texas, Louisville, USF. What do you recall your best pregame speech? And how do you even go about making it? Do you write something? Do you research? Do you call Lou Holtz and say, I need a really good one? Like, how did you go about that? I always wondered what head coaches do.
I probably think my best pregame speech is when I was at Louisville and we beat Florida in the Sugar Bowl, and no one gave us a chance.
Yeah.
They don't deserve to be here. And so, I told our guys, and I just went down the line with each one of them. Like, hey, they said you weren't good enough. We shouldn't go out here. We don't need to go play Florida. The game's over.
Already decided.
It's already decided. They don't already said. And I said, guys, we just need to just go out here and play our game. Hey, don't get too high, don't get too low. Just ride the wave. It's gonna and it was just so funny because when we started that game, I can remember we took the field first, so we came out first. And then Florida came out and they ran down our sideline, like taunting our players, like pointing at them. And I just told our guys, stay back.
What year was this?
Oh God, it was it
I know they must all flow together.
Yeah, it was. It wasn't that. It had to be like 13.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. 12 or 13.
13.
Yeah.
So we, and I just told her, I just push our guys back on the sideline. Don't say nothing to them. And I said, because they're going to try to intimidate you,
right?
Because you haven't been here,
right?
And they've been to, plenty of Sugar Bowls, and so they understand. And it was so funny, Jay. We go in there and practice, and there was a gentleman, and we were leaving for the last day, like getting our last walkthrough in, and he said to me, he says, Coach, I've been sitting in this chair for 20 years. Right here in this chair.
Yeah.
I see every team that comes in here. I watch every practice. And he said, I'm going to tell you something. He said, tomorrow night, don't be shocked on how your team's going to play.
Really?
Like, wow. And I said, are you kidding me? He said, I watch you practice and I watch the other team practice. Don't be shocked.
Your guys were dialed in.
We were dialed in.
Yeah.
So I found him after the game. And I was like, you need to come to every one of my games.
You're hired. You're hired.
Yes.
So when you have a big game like this, and you played in national championship games with the Gators, and I think you guys were 15-point underdogs to Ohio State.
Oh, we were.
Out in Glendale when I was out there covering it, because I remember going on TV saying Ohio State's going to kick your ass, and they put it in the documentary. That was my part of the. That was my part of the documentary.
But Jay, in that game, I just felt like that Ohio State. So we watched them, and I said, "There's no way that they're going to beat us. There's no way." And they had the Heisman because Smith he won the Heisman, and I said their offensive line, and I told our D line, I said, guys, if we just come to play. There's no way. And I can remember that morning we got up on game day and we was going, and Haley, my daughter, she came running down and she says, Dad, what do you think? What do you think? And I said, Haley, I said to her, I'm going to tell you this. If Chris Leak doesn't turn the ball over today, we will beat the brakes off of these guys. She's like, what? And I said, yeah, Chris Leak. So
because you knew you had the trenches.
We had the trenches. Yep. So you remember the kickoff.
Yeah, again takes it for the touchdown.
Yep. And then we answered. Chris Leak throws a touchdown to Dallas Baker. So we answered. And then after that, I said, it's over with, guys. Yeah. The game's up. It's our game. Let's go.
And Tebow scored a touchdown on the goal line, I think. He
scored a touchdown on the goal line. Yeah. But you remember our guys up front, I mean, we ate them up, and then before halftime, we get a big old turnover, and then it was over.
Who was on that front?
It was so we had Jarvis Moss, Ray McDonald, Joe Corn, Derek Harvey, Steve Harris. Oof. We had like 8 or 9 guys that Lawrence Marsh that we could run at them, and our guys, Reggie Nelson, you remember, was at safety.
Yeah.
Smith was at one corner. Reggie Lewis was at the other corner. Brandon Seiler was a backer. That's the game that Earl Everett, remember, he lost his helmet.
Yeah.
His helmet came off. He tackled the guy without his helmet on. Jermaine Cunningham was at one end. But we just got after those guys.
That was a physical.
That wasn't a game. The game
down.
I was nervous about was in 2009 when we played Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Because that's when they had Bradford. And it was like, Jay, watching them the whole season, it was like a pinball game. Like it was like them guys, like Nintendo, like it was touchdown. And so, we kept watching them. And then finally I said, I put on the TCU game. And Gary Patterson was the head coach of TCU. Yeah. And they were the only team that blitzed them. And they held them, like, the score was tight, and they ended up almost beating them. So I said, you know what, guys, we're gonna blitz these guys. We're gonna play man coverage. So I told these guys in the secondary. I told Joe Hayden and I told Janoris Jenkins, and I said, hey,
two pretty good corners right there.
hey, two really good corners. And then we had Major Wright was the safety, and Hill was the other safety. Ahmad Black was the other safety.
Damn.
And I said, guys, we're gonna blitz them, so you're gonna have to cover them. And I had it. Brandon Hicks was my end, and they had Gresham, the tight end, who was catching all the balls. And he was outside linebacker. And I told Brandon, I said, you got the biggest job because you got to cover him.
Yep.
And he's a coach. I got it. I'll cover it, man. We end up. And the play, the play of the game was they have the ball. They could have put it away. They have the ball 1st and goal on the 1-yard line. And they're going in, and if they score there, they're already up 7. If they score there, they're going to go up 14 on us. And we had this player from right here Torrey Davis.
Yeah.
Torrey Davis, big
yeah.
defensive lineman from right here. Torrey's on the goal line. And Jay, I've never seen it. My man, he's shaded to one side. He backdoors the center. He runs down the line of scrimmage. He hits the guy for like a 2-yard loss.
Yeah.
And we end up stopping him on the goal line. And I was like, wow, did you just see that? Like
that's how you coached him. That's how you coached him. But playing in these big games, the motivation, the pregame speech, I mean, but just having your mind right, that's got to be such a huge part of this.
It's huge. And guys, they do listen to that. Like when you give them a pregame speech and you're fired up, they see how fired up you are, then they get something to them. And a lot of times they are in their own world. A lot of it's a headset on. I'm listening to this type of music. But when it's time to like boom, like put it up, like I always with my guys, we always listen to Phil Collins.
In the air tonight.
Air tonight. I put that on. And so when they hear air tonight, they'll know it's time.
It's game time.
It's game time.
They hear that drum roll.
They hear that drum roll. So as soon as he finished, I give my pregame speech and let's go, guys.
Has there ever been a time when you knew your guys just weren't ready? You're gonna get your ass kicked. Like you do the speech and you turn to your coach and go, "It's gonna be a long one."
Hey, one time we're in South Carolina and I'm screaming and yelling, and Coach Oates flicks on the headset. He says, "Hey, Charlie, you can save it today. These guys they're not ready to play. They're not gonna play. So you can save all that yelling today." I said, "No, Coach, they gotta go." He said, "They're not going today.
Working today. They're working today."
But you do, and sometimes you get there, you're like, "Oh my God, this is like, wow."
Yeah.
You just want to get out. Just hurry up.
It's not your day. It's not your day. Hey, but a couple other things on the Bucs. I'm always fascinated by your two tackles, Vita Vea and Kalijah Cansey, and those two guys couldn't be more different, just in their body types. Tell me a little bit about those two guys, coaching them. And Vita, first of all, it just seems like the funnest, happiest guy. Like I would just want to hang out with him at the beach all day long.
He is unbelievable. And the thing about those two guys, Jay, they're best of friends.
Yeah.
I mean, and
they seem alike. They seem a lot alike. They really do.
They're a lot alike. And Vita's been there, going into year 9 or 10 now?
Yeah.
Kalijah's going into year 3 or 4. But it's like Vita has taken him under his wing. And those guys, like the respect they have for one another, and Vita, like Kalijah watches Vita work, and they always communicate, and they're always talking, and it was bad because we didn't have Kalijah this season. I wish we had had.
Yeah,
but
that was a big loss, wasn't it?
That was a major loss for us because you look up front, we just you can't. The thing, and that's the thing about professional football, when you lose a guy like that, it's hard to replace him because you don't have another guy behind him,
right?
Because you haven't went out and got a guy like that. So just losing him, but Vita is so much fun. He has a great attitude. Nothing really bothers him, but he's always like that. What you see is what you get from him. And then the thing I loved about Kalijah is that it was always against the odds. Like everybody said, you're not tall enough. He goes to Pittsburgh. He's going to get highly recruited. Shows he was. Comes here. Same thing. But he works so hard, and he studies the game more than anyone I've ever been around. Like he'll sit in a meeting, and he'll be like, "Hey, coach, 1 second." He'll say to the guys, "Hey, guys, look here. Look at this guy here. Look how his stance is. Now we got to take advantage of that because now we should be able to get to him." But he studies a game, and it's like he is so focused, and he can go down the line of scrimmage and talk about every one of the offensive linemen. Oh, my man is so locked into that.
So he's doing extra film study and on his own, and he comes into the meetings and he's ready to go.
Ready to go on his own, ready to go, and even with the defenses, like he'll just say, "Hey, this is the weakness of this defense. This is what we got to do, guys. Look where the back is." But he's always helping the young guys, like what Elijah, even though he wasn't here, he helped Elijah Roberts. He's always helping those guys, like talking to them and making sure that they understand. The same thing with Vita. Like Vita is always sitting in a meeting because I didn't have collagen all the time.
Right.
Vita's sitting there, talking, going through it. Hey guys, this is what we got to be ready for. I played these guys, and he's played them, because he's been there. So he's played them, and
he knows their tendencies,
and he knows the alignment. Another guy was like that was Greg Gaines. Like Greg had been in
smart player,
understands it and plays within themselves.
Simmons, I think the kid you got off the practice. He looks like how is he not drafted? I'm looking at him. I'm thinking that's a big old boy with some skills.
Simmons could dent an offense. When he comes off the ball, he is just so strong and powerful, Jay. And he is just gonna run through.
He can be a player.
I always tell him, say, okay, bro, it's good to blow him up, but you just got to come off and make the play now.
Gotta go find the ball now.
But it's his whole thing. Coach, coach, you watch when I hit this center. he dents an offense now. I mean, he knocks him back.
He said that's a linebacker's job to make the tackle. I just got to do some disruption here.
I just got to disrupt him. And we watched him when he's at Tennessee, and you're right. It's shocking that he didn't get drafted.
How big is he?
Oh God, Sims is Pitt. I call him Pit Bull. Pitt is probably 6'2". They argue about their sizes all the time, but Pitt is 340 maybe.
340.
Yeah, he's Pitt. And Pitt's got some, but he's
thick.
He's thick.
Yeah,
he's thick. Like it ain't fast.
He's Davin Joseph thick.
Yes, that's exactly right. But he is thick.
That man had the biggest torso I've ever seen in my life. He was just the thickest human being I've ever seen. So you think he's got a chance to be a player?
Oh, I do.
Yeah.
I do.
And Elijah Roberts too. He had a good first season.
And the guy that really had a good year this year, but he didn't have the numbers, I thought was Logan. I thought he played hard. And he's a guy. He doesn't get hurt. Like you watch him, he's got that long body, but he's able to protect himself and not get hurt. But you got a good young talent in Simmons. You got good young talent in Roberts. And, with Logan, I know this is contract year, no talent. But, you got some young talent there.
Yeah. Would you bring him back, Logan?
Oh, I would. I would bring him back because you don't, Jay, you don't see that size.
Yeah.
Because you look at it, you don't see that size. And he's going to continue to get better. And Vita does a good job with him because he helps him in it. Like he's always talking to him because he's always Logan. You can't play that high, Logan. You got to get your pass out. I just when you look at those guys, it's just so hard to find.
Yeah,
and so now you're looking, hey, how do we make ourselves better? Like where you go get them? Is it in the draft or is it in the free agency?
Yeah. And how much longer do you think Vita can play?
I think he can play because he doesn't get hurt. He's big. He is so strong. He's so strong. Like he is, and he's solid. Like he is big. Like big bone, big mass. But I think I don't. What year is this for him now?
I think 10.
10.
Yeah,
it's 10. Yeah. Oh, I think because
31 maybe.
Yeah, you like he's 31. No, but I think about him and I think about Hayward at the Steelers.
Yeah,
I mean, like he's
and Dominican Sue. Sue played till 36, 37.
And even he's at oh God, he's out in Arizona. Calais.
Yeah,
look at Calais.
The ageless wonder. He's amazing.
I mean, look at him, and he still looks like $1 million.
A big boy.
Yes. Yeah. But I just think that Vita's got that. I think he's got a lot left in him, and I think he can play a long time.
Is there one or two plays that stand out? I mean, there's so many times I turn on the tape, and the things he does to centers and guards sometimes is him. And like when you guys are watching tape, do you go like? Do you laugh at what he does to some of these guys?
And that's why, it just hurts me because I didn't have Kalijah.
Yeah,
he got so many double teams.
Yeah,
and he would have won them.
Yeah,
and if I had another guy there, I mean, it would have been like something. And not that I didn't have the guys. It's just like Kalijah is just a different player,
just a different level,
a different level. And with Vita, oh man, he would hit a center and just like. maybe just driving straight back. I mean, just put him on skates.
Yeah.
He's just
like in the meetings. Are you guys laughing?
Yeah. Because it's so funny because he'll be like, you know what? I don't like this center. Like, because he has played against the guy, and he'll hit the guy, Jay, and he would knock that guy back in the backfield about 20 yards. Just knock you straight.
He's like
back.
350-pound man. They're just getting steamrolled.
And it's but the thing, you look at him and you look at his size and you're like, he's strong and powerful and he's quick with it. Like he's not like sloppy. Like he's a big guy that can move. And even like you run games with him, he can run the quarterback. You know, he can't run the quarterback down. You don't want him having doing that. But he's good enough to stay in the pocket and keep the guy there.
He can run now. An open field.
An open field. Like to see his size.
It's unbelievable.
Oh, unbelievable. Unbelievable.
We need to give him the ball more.
Throw the ball out there.
Hell yeah. Toss sweep. He always talk about his running back days. So I always You've seen tape of that, right?
Yes. And
my God.
I laugh at it. I said, man, you ain't gonna run nobody over.
Oh yeah.
Coach, give me that ball, Coach. I said, yeah. I said, what do you do need to get?
They need to use him as a lead back.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've done that a few times.
And they've done it, but it just like, but he's just an amazing athlete.
Yeah.
With so much athletic ability.
Yeah. And Wirfs ain't too bad either.
No. Like, look at
is he the best lineman you've seen?
Oh, and then like he is like, and there's another one. You talk about solid.
Oof.
You know about just not fat, just a big body. Like our whole offensive line. Cause you look at him,
really good when they're healthy.
Oh, when they're healthy. I mean, like Barton at center is going to be a really good football.
It looks on tape like he had a bad year, and I said, man, those two guards he's playing next to are, they're trying hard, but man, they're just not NFL.
Well, the thing that he had to do because Brad got hurt.
Yeah, when Peterson, that was a killer.
And then when Mock got hurt, that really hurt when Mock got hurt. So now you got to bring in, and you think about what people don't realize, he was at tackle.
Yeah.
And you moved him from the center to tackle.
Yeah.
So you're talking about a center going out to tackle and playing. And because when Luke
playing well.
Playing well because Luke goes down, so you have to move him out there. But no, I just think that he has so much ability, and he is like a special player up front with those guys. Because now if you get them all back, you get Zach back, you get Mark back, you get him, you got Brett, and then you got Tristan. I mean, that's
as good a line as there is in the league.
A really good offensive line,
and it's so different, especially with Baker being a smaller quarterback.
Oh yeah,
you get that pressure up the middle. That's what really seemed to hurt him. He would go to escape, and there was nowhere to go because the push up front.
Push up front. Yeah, because like you said, if you push up front, then it's hard. There's nowhere to go because if you can just keep it edge, then he's got to come back. He's got to step back.
Especially for the short guys who can't step into their throws, and that was a recipe for disaster for Baker. A lot of people are on Baker about that second half of the season. I'm like, dude had an oblique, his plant foot, the knee, the shoulder. He was banged up.
Yeah, he was so banged up, Jay, and the thing, but he is such a competitor.
Yeah, I love him.
And he was hurt, and he still threw his body around.
Yeah.
And the thing that he does, and when we talk about just leadership, he just feel like it's all on him.
Yeah.
When it's not all on you.
Yeah.
He just feel like it's I got to go make a play. I got to go. No, buddy. There's enough guys around you. And I know he didn't have Mike early.
Yeah.
But he still have enough around him where Chris wasn't there early. And even we didn't get McMillan until late.
Right. Yeah.
You think about that. You didn't get him till late. But he was still making what he had.
Doing a pretty damn good job.
He did a really good job with it.
Zach Robinson and all the new OC?
See, I don't know Zach.
Yeah.
No, I don't know him.
But with the talent, if they get that offensive line back together, they should be good.
Oh, yeah.
If you can't call plays with that group.
Well, because like you said, you get the O-line back, and that's where it's critical. It's starting in the trenches. If you get your O-line back and you get your D-line back, when you go Vita and you get Kalijah back,
that's cute. Can
key.
Kalijah stay healthy? That's the thing.
And I think he can. It's just like it was just a freak injury. Like he's reaching out and he just throws his shoulder and like. Oh my! And he was having a great game.
I know.
He was eating.
And as a coach at that moment, you're like,
oh yeah, like you're like, oh God, no.
Not him.
But he was like the plays that he was making, and that's why I said like when Vita has him next to him, it's hard to double him.
Thunder and lightning.
Oh yeah, it's hard to do because you got one guy who's all power, and then you got one guy with quickness.
Yeah.
So the guy's gonna hit you with quickness. The other
That get off is special for Kalijah.
and it's really special for him.
Yeah.
It is.
Well, hopefully they can put it all back together, Coach.
Yes.
We'll see.
I hope they do.
Yeah, they need. I mean, and they need to find a couple linebackers. I don't know if Levante's going to come back or not. I'm kind of think he's not. I don't know.
Well, yeah, but you just look at the number of years that he played, and he's given it
14,
all,
yeah.
14. And that's and that
Hall of Famer.
linebacker position that is
a lot of collisions.
A lot of collisions.
Yeah.
And even like this year, like you got to protect him. You know, like you have to protect him, but you got to get. You're right. You got to get him some help, and you need that. And I just think that if they get him some linebackers, then
around him,
if he decides to come back,
I kind of feel like they need a veteran in the middle there, especially if Levante doesn't come back. They need to go get somebody.
Oh, you
like
have to
Devin Lloyd or somebody.
Look at look what Seattle did.
Yeah,
you really wouldn't got Jones.
Yeah,
and Jones is unbelievable year. But you need to go.
Do we undervalue those positions, those off-ball linebackers?
Well, it's just so funny, Jay, because when you have an off the ball backer, you just need to know what his strengths are and what his weaknesses are. You know, like some of those guys, like Devontae wasn't. He was more of a cover guy, like he could cover for you because he has that. He's athletic enough where he can run down with guys, and then you need a guy who's strong enough who can go hold the point.
Yeah,
you know, if the ball is coming down here, this guy can go. Because it just comes down to are those guys strong enough where they can hit and they can fall back, or they can hit and they can keep going, and go chase the ball down.
Yeah, it takes a special player.
It does.
Well, Coach, I got to hit a break, man. Yeah, I could talk football
That's right.
for hours and hours and hours. Thank you for coming in again. Enjoy. Where are you watching Super Bowl?
I'll probably be at home. Because it comes on so late, and then if the game gets out of hand, you're like, okay,
good. I'm going to sleep now. Yeah. All right, Coach. Thank you for coming in. Appreciate it. It's always great to see you.
Oh, it was. Thank you, Jay.
All right, quick break. We'll come back on the other side. I got to get to all your comments here. Thank you guys for hanging in there. I know we've kind of ignored you this morning, but we're coming back with a finish strong with you guys. So stay with us. Quick break. Well, the folks at Third Generation Plumbing and AC want to say thanks for making them so dadgum busy. Of course, advertising on your favorite Tampa Bay sports talk show helps, but it's their incredible customer service, honesty, and integrity that have earned them tons of 5-star reviews. And now you could be part of the team at Third Generation. Yes, they are so slammed, they need to hire more certified AC technicians and plumbers. It's a great family business to work for. My buddy John Rodriguez runs an old school family business since 1995. They pay well, give you all the holidays off, and they offer great benefits. No cold corporate atmosphere here. You're part of the family. If this sounds cool to you, call them and apply at 813-961-8024, or you can email your resume in at thirdgenerationplumbing.com. Just go to the website, you'll see the button, email them, or call them at 813-961-8024. And don't forget about the $169 yearly maintenance special. It's a no-brainer, guys. thirdgenerationplumbing.com, and they also do AC.
Ciao, Paolo Tini here, owner of Caffè Paradiso, voted number 3 People's Choice Award on Open Table. I want to thank all our loyal family of customers that have been enjoying our great traditional Italian dishes we make from scratch every day. It's a great family story we're proud of. Our family moved from Rimini, Italy in 1984. My dad, Caesar, started Donatello, and that's where I got the start in the restaurant business. I started Caffè Paradiso on South McDill in 1995, and we've been there ever since. From our traditional ossobuco, a veal slow roast for 4 hours, to our daily fresh catch, the Gruppo Paradiso, with a piccata sauce and lobster claw meat, homemade pasta like lasagna, farfalle salchicha, which is a bow tie pasta homemade with fresh sausage. Hold on a minute, JP's favorite.
I love it.
So come and have a glass of wine with me on South McDill. Get a reservation on Open Table and see all our 5-star reviews. Ciao, see you soon at Paradiso.
Welcome to Kingmakers, home of the JP Peterson Show studio and Tampa's premier business networking and social club for members only. By day, it's an exclusive, vibrant co-working space with a stylish conference room focus rooms, a full production studio, and an in-house marketing team. And by night, Kingmakers transforms into a sports-centric social hub with a full sports bar, golf simulator, and exclusive events. For young entrepreneurs and seasoned professionals, it's the perfect place to work hard, play hard, and make big moves in Midtown Tampa. Close the deal, celebrate the win. Only at Kingmakers. Become a member today at kingmakerstampa.com. Your business, your club. Hey, JP here for my concierge medical professional, Chris Lugo, PA. You've heard him on the show for a couple of years where he shares invaluable medical, nutritional, and supplement advice. With Chris, it's like having a medical provider as your best friend. What I love about this concierge service is the convenience and support he offers. I can text or call him 24/7 with any questions or concerns, and he'll promptly call in a prescription if needed. No office visits or copays required. It gives me peace of mind knowing I have someone genuinely invested in my health, not just focused on insurance profits. And the best part, the Bay Area Modern Medical Center's personal concierge service is more affordable than you might think. Don't let insurance companies dictate your health care. Take control of your health and wellness today. Visit BAMMC.com for more information and to schedule your initial free consultation. Empower yourself and take charge of your personal health with BAMMC.com.
Sunny days or stormy nights, roofing problems out of sight. In Florida we stand so tall, pitch roofing, we do it all. Pitch roofing, roofing done right, for your home, day and night. When the hurricanes roll in, we've got the top that's gonna win. Protect your house from wind and rain. Choose pitch roofing, never in vain. Pitch roofing, roofing done right, for your home, day and night. Call us now for peace of mind. Top service you'll ever find. Pitch roofing won't let you fall. We're the best, just make that call. Pitch roofing, roofing done right, for your home, day and night.
Let's go.
Right now.
Back to the show on FanStream Sports.
All right, we're changing out. Sub coming in, bringing in the big righty. Oh, welcome back to the JP Peterson Show, brought to you by the great folks at Riveters, Italiano Insurance, the Golden Diamond Source. By the way, the Golden Diamond Source, they've got their gift card match coming up next week. 40% off is their Valentine's promotion going right. Buy one, get one, 40% off is their Valentine's promotion. And then we got the gift card match coming up next week, $1,000 on the Friday. And then it's up till 6 o'clock today. And then $500 after that. So Valentine's Day, you know where to go. It is the Gold and Diamond Source. Check out their website at goldendiamond.com and get all the details there at the Golden Diamond Source. Love those folks over there.
JP, we've got raving reviews of the pitch roofing jingle song that we just played.
We do? Oh, did we just play it? It made its debut?
Yeah, Joel Forzen, the roofing done right song slaps.
Slaps.
Yeah, I think that's a good thing. He also said pitch roofing.
My man, Bill Slover, their marketing guy over there, he sent those to me the other day, and I'm like, what'd you do, like some AI country? Here, just do you have it? Can you play a little bit of it for those who are tuning out?
No, I don't have it where I can.
All right, you'll get to hear it another time. Yeah, Pitch Roofing has a great country western song as their which is way better than hearing me talk in the breaks, right? Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's bring in our man Orestes Destrada. The Big O is here. My man, first of all, condolences. Your mom passed.
Yes, sir, from me as well.
Thank you, dude. You had two good ones, man.
Yeah.
So you had two outstanding parents. We're all not blessed like that, you know.
No, I was very fortunate. Ellen said, and we called her Yaya. Yaya. Yeah. She was an edge rusher in her own life, you know. So that's why one of the reasons I always like Yaya on the Bucks, because they always reminded me of Yaya. So 92, she'll be in 93 this coming April. And just quickly, you know, mothers are just so special, you know, and I was really blessed because of the fact that I had both parents very much involved. But this is kind of really a great, not only human being, but Cuban American story. You know, we came from Cuba in 1968. She was 35 years old already. Was teaching in Cuba, but came here, had to leave. I mean, literally, they were coming after my father for some political comments that he had made about the Castro regime. So we had my dad and great uncle and great aunt had already been in the United States in New York, and they were hearing rumors that they were going to come after him. So it was a quick exodus for my family, and paid off some people and got to the United States.
How did that work?
Basically, what ended up happening was that
this was after the revolution, and early 60s.
This is 68.
68.
So my great uncle was in the Bay of Pigs invasion and was imprisoned. He was one of the fortunate ones, I guess. Definitely not. I guess because half of them got killed right. In the Bay there because they had tipped off the Castro regime that they were coming. And so you fast forward, I'm born in 62. I got named after that great uncle because he was still incarcerated as a political prisoner. And Kennedy did an exchange for the remainder prisoners to be exiled. So my great aunt and uncle, you know, left Cuba in 63. But I was born in 62 and he was incarcerated in 61 because of that invasion.
Crazy.
And so our family was kind of intertwined in trying to, you know, help in a small way to overtake this communist socialist regime. And you fast forward and they kind of targeted his family, my great uncle's family, and they were coming after my dad. So my dad firstly sent my brother, there's two of us, my older brother was 4 years older, ahead at 9 years old to live with my aunt and uncle. And that was one of those, when they were called the Peter Pan flights, where they were, you know, Cubans were in the 60s were sending their oldest son over just to be able, mainly because once you hit around 13, you were
drafted into the military, basically.
Indoctrinated, the whole thing. So he was trying to get him out way before, and was able to sneak him out at 9 years old.
This is all just
crazy
banana stuff.
Yeah,
bananas.
90 miles from the United States.
90 miles from the United States. And
This isn't Ukraine or Russia or Poland or or China. This is
our back door.
And
the fact that it still remains 90 miles away and just a world away.
Yeah.
It's just such a shame. Such a shame.
So we were able to then subsequently, in 67, 68, my dad knew that they were coming down hard on him and paid off some people. Mexico's always been an ally of Cuba.
Yeah.
So you could fly in and out of Mexico. But the covert thing was to then somehow be able to get to the embassy and petition
in
Mexico.
Yeah.
So you got the U.S. embassy. If you have or had residents in the United States, because my aunt and uncle for a long time were back and forth from New York, Miami, and to Cuba. So he was already, in the United States doing business. So you're able to petition for your family members. Took about a couple months. We made it to New York in April of 68. And
that sounds like the right way to do immigration.
Right. If you have people that are claiming you,
right,
you're
already working in the business and
and
get a job
established in the United States, then they're basically vouching for you.
Right.
You're not just sneaking in and trying to figure things out.
running daycare centers with no children.
Right. So we made it, and then that's again leading back to Yaya's greatness.
What she's been through, what your family's been through.
My family, and then at 35, coming here, no English, already a teacher in Cuba, learned English, raised 2 boys along with my dad. But you know how factual moms are. She was the baseball coach. She was, the mom, but also got her education degree, learned English, and went to night school at Nova University and got her master's. And so this woman ended up, taking full advantage of this great United States, got her master's and taught for over 40 years. I'll tell you what, so many times, I could tell you dozens of times, whether it was times when I was playing with the Marlins or at Marlins Stadium, many times at Tropicana Field, because you know how I walked the stadium. I had so many people. I just got reached out by and got a DM about a student of hers that heard about her passing. But I would have people over the years come up to me in their 30s, 40s, and grown adults, and then I'm thinking they're coming to say, "Big O, what about this?" Or you give me an autograph, and they're like, "Are you the son of Mrs. Estrada from Coral Way Elementary?" Because she taught at one school for 30 years, and
institution,
and they were like, "She was my 4th grade teacher." So, for all of us, we have that 1 or 2 teachers
you never forget.
That you never.
If they put a stamp on your life,
especially around that. 11, 10, 11, 12 mark.
Yeah, absolutely.
And if we're lucky enough, we have that high school teacher that makes an impact, because it's important in teenage years. But usually in that tumultuous period of 4th, 5th, 6th, going into middle school. Middle school is so dramatic, right?
Yeah.
Such a change. So she was that person, and so when I think of her and her life, it almost pales my accomplishments.
It's different.
No,
it's different.
But when you put the true pressures of life, when you have communism, when you have language barrier, like I went to Japan, and I had to learn a new culture and a new language. Red carpeted, buddy.
Compared to what she had.
250 grand the first year, 500 the next year, $1 million the third year, and $2 million the 4th year.
So she wasn't working with that.
She was not working.
She wasn't working with that.
Hamon, she was not working with that.
But all that she did was to pave the way for that.
And just an incredible human being. The kindness. My dad had a typical Cuban temper, so I mean he was not easy, but mom was just an incredible, and those of us that I'm reaching out to, people that listen on your show, you have such a wide range of demographics. Be thankful for that, man, because to have had that, or if you have that, don't take that for granted.
No, when people, it happens a lot at when you talk about walking around the stadium. And while I walk around Benchmark, it's people will come up to me and just say, "I listen to your show every day," and I appreciate that. It's humbling. It's it's just heartwarming, and because you sit here staring into a camera. Now we get tons of comments, and we're interacting, and we know there are people out there. We see the numbers, but when people come up to you, it takes a special. You're impacting their lives in a way from them to walk up to you and talk to you like you're their friend, which I love because. We've developed this relationship because one of the things I've always tried to do in this job is be authentic, and I'm not always right. And I'm, sometimes I'm a pain in the ass and I piss people off, but I am authentic. It comes from passion, comes from, I'm not trying to be contrived. I'm not doing clickbait. I'm not doing any of that shit. I'm just being myself and trying to champion Tampa Bay sports.
And one of the reasons that, and I've got this from her, a couple of things that I got from her, because it's funny because you know how families are, and you get different personalities that go, "Oh, that's your dad," so-and-so is like your dad, and so-and-so is like your mom. So and I was definitely very much like my mom, very very open to people. I like to talk, the whole thing, right? And that was her. And I think that and try to be kind, right? But this pulpit, along with teaching, and I'm not going to compare the two because they're two kind of different, but you're still, one of the things that I appreciate about you, and I think we connect, is that not only are we informing, but we're trying to educate.
Yeah.
And education is a big part of life.
Yeah.
You know
Hell
what I mean?
yeah. And entertain.
And
that.
entertain. So I think that's one thing that she was very accomplished at, that she was able to, she was funny but also teach. I have several cousins that I'm getting texts every day now, are like, your mom, my aunt taught me English and Spanish, when they were 6, 7 years old, because they come over to the house to get extra tutoring. So they had a free built-in,
right.
Kumon, whatever they say,
Yeah.
And so, my dad had 4 brothers and sisters, and they were sending all their kids to my mom
to learn English,
to learn English and to learn Spanish. Mostly to learn Spanish, because these kids then were learning English like that,
right?
But they were losing their Spanish.
Yeah.
The next generation. So she was. I can't say enough about her, and but many of us have gone through this. Where a parent. We're actually doing the burial on this coming Tuesday, February 10th, is their anniversary, and they were together for over 70 years. That's
incredible.
Wow.
Crazy. That's incredible.
Right? You
That's
just
incredible.
don't see that anymore. And a lot of it, listen, it's, we live in a day and age now that, divorce and separation just as quick. And so older parents, they stuck it out, but blessed. And 3 months after my dad passed, I was not surprised that she wanted to join him.
Alejandro wants to know if there'll be a baseball show today. Damn, Skippy.
Yeah.
Skippy.
In honor of Yaya de Estrada, we are doing a show today. We're going to talk.
All in Spanish.
Yeah, there you go. Vamos a hacerlo en español, así que practica tu español. But we'll talk some WBC. We'll talk, obviously.
This little stadium rendering.
We got this little stadium rendering that, bro. Majestic. I would like a manta ray out on instead of the star.
I'm with you on that. Wholeheartedly.
But they're pushing the star is the burst. I get it, but we're old school.
Look at Timmy put together. You see this thing? Yeah. He said, "Do AI with a double race time."
Wow.
I told you not to put that up because now all the negative people are going to be like, "Yeah, like that." You can put it back. But they'll be, why did we do it on the water? It looked like it, because that is badass.
That's badass.
That is badass. I want one of those.
But no, phenomenal renderings. Here's the first thing, and I'm not trying to see Debbie Downer here, but the first thing that I thought of is like, another rendering.
Yeah.
Shut up.
No, this is legit.
That's legit. Yeah.
It's legit, and it's the right place. It's the right scenario. Obviously, there's going to be some jockeying, like there is in any major, massive, endeavor like this between municipalities and ownership and other, investors, if you will. Be it the builders and all the other. Listen, there's going to be so many different factors into a district like this. You have the Hiltons and the Marriotts and and all these type of companies are going to be jockeying to try to get into this thing because they're going to be wanting to get in there.
Yeah.
And the related group now that in fact has shown it's reared its head a little bit down at the gas plant. The great related group from Miami that's built so many great things down in downtown Miami. So those are going to get involved, and hopefully, it will come all together. This is a legacy situation.
Yeah.
And that word needs to stay at the forefront of what this is about. This is for the longevity and the betterment, and to be amortized out. So then the monies are, going consistently.
We're going to get into all that in the Big O show at 12:30 to 1:30.
Yeah.
We'll be doing this. Before we get out of here, because I know Timmy has to go eat lunch.
Well, that's it. He's having a jamon sandwich. Timmy Hamm.
Actually, I am having jamon and
really
queso americana, y lechuga, y tomates, y mayonesa.
Mira.
Mayonesa.
Nobody knows.
You made that up.
Hey, wait, Timmy.
Yeah.
What are the chances that he doesn't know what lechuga is?
Lechuga?
What do you think, Timmy?
He doesn't know.
He doesn't know.
Lechuga.
Lechuga.
Lettuce?
Oh,
wow, look at it.
lucky son of a bitch.
Yeah, I got one of those in my bag right now. I got.
Do you have a ham, cheese, and lettuce and tomato?
A little salami and pepperoni in there.
Oh wow!
Yeah, got a little Italian.
I got my broccoli cheese soup that's about to be on the stove.
But the reason I said that is because there's a lot of love in here for you.
Yeah.
Mike H, Big O, good to see you. Great to see you again, Big O. That, my friend, is a life well lived from your story.
Thank you.
Thank
you for her.
I don't know what this means, but lo siento mucho, hermano.
Sorry, my brother.
Bendiga.
Okay, yo te bendiga. That is very sweet, man. You guys, you have an incredible following and a very
Rick's been using Google Translate.
Somebody. Good for him.
Yeah.
Alejandro says, prayers orestes vaya con Dios, mi hermano. Love your brother and hope you're okay. Well taken care of, Papa. Glad to see you and hope rest of your family is good as well.
Wow.
Alejandro came up and we took a picture the other night.
Oh, did he?
Good to meet you guys. So we'll talk all about that coming up here in just a little bit. We'll do a whole hour on stadium and all the great things and positive things, and we might delve into some of you negative people too.
Well, and a little WBC. We got quite a the Rays that are going to be involved in the WBC. We got
excited about
8
that.
players.
Real baseball.
Real baseball's around the corner. Yeah.
And the Rays did make a move. We got another light hitting infielder.
In the throes of what I've been going through.
You probably
Sunday,
missed it.
I missed that one. Who is this?
We'll
Give me the name.
We'll see. You can look it up in the break here. But nothing exciting. Another slick fielding utility infielder that had one home run last year.
Not in the Donovan trade, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Trade. Yeah, the third baseman kid.
Yeah.
A
good player.
Ben Williams or something like that. Yeah. I saw that. That's
not
why
moving the needle.
That's why I didn't say anything. I'm not saying
it's 602 OPS. Get you all jacked up.
God bless Ben, but that's not
quite what we were looking for.
Not exactly.
That ain't Ketel Marte.
That's not Ketel Marte, my friend.
That's all right. We got a lot of work to do on this team, so we're
on our way.
We'll talk about it this show. I'm interested to see how this is all supposed to come together.
Listen,
we string 9 hits together. We'll score a couple runs.
The one thing about this team, and it hasn't been the case, though in bits and pieces last year, it was the case for about 2 months out of 6.
Yeah.
I never, let me say succinctly, I never count these guys out. These guys are,
they find a way.
When I say these guys, I mean the core being Kevin Cash, great pitching coach, great hitting coach, great coaches, great minor league system. Never count them out, and it's going to be 0-0 come the beginning of the season.
Baseball can be fun again because the Wicked Witch is dead.
Yeah,
and we can all wrap our rounds.
It's going to be okay. We got a heck of pitchers, and we still have some thumpers.
Yeah. All right, that's all coming up here in just a little bit. Thank you, Timmy Hamm, for doing all great stuff, and thank you guys. Sorry we didn't get to all your comments today. I know it's been a busy week. But I think we've had some news making.
Hey, we got out with no Super Bowl talk, JP. How you like that?
Well, we did a little with Charlie.
Nah.
That was
of course you got Charlie in the Super Bowl. By the way, real quick before you go out, what's your pick?
I'm going Seattle.
Yeah.
In a close one.
Yeah.
I think it'll be closer than the experts think.
34-0 Seahawks.
Oh my gosh. Jamón con queso.
No.
Jamón con
queso loco.
Con spicy queso.
Can I say that?
Sí, es muy loco.
It's muy loco.
Muy loco.
0.
Yeah. Have a great day, everybody.
All right, guys. Con queso. Yeah, thanks for letting me say a few things about that.
Of course, man.
I wanted to tell the story of what her life was. When you think about it, the journey is